used to be 14 in the crib trying to be a trap nigga. Now I got me some floor seats at the game trying to go bad nigga. Got me feeling like Spike Lee on the woods smoking on bad nigga. Drunk texting my wifey so I know I'll get a text back nigga.
Hello guys. This is Nikita again and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome sweetheart, and if you're returning, God bless you. You are the real deal. And if you've not subscribed, darling, I do not know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe now. Okay, I'm giving you just a second. Please subscribe and let's continue. Okay, so in this video, and remember to give this video a thumbs up because I'm assuring you you're gonna love this video. You're going to benefit from this video and you're going to thank me later because I'm going to be giving you some juicy tips and juicy stuff that no one has told you and you've not heard about anywhere. I'm a bit too extra, forgive me, okay? So in this video, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to be giving you 15 movies to binge watch. 15 binge worthy movies that you can't trade them for anything, trust me. And you see that I don't know if any one of you has experienced this, but it happens to me a lot. People recommend movies to me, like everyone talking about this movie, and I'll be like, oh, let me go and check this movie out. And hopefully I'm going to enjoy it, and I'll be having high hopes and high expectations about this movie, and then I'll go check it out and I'm like, okay. So that's the movie. But I've discovered this, it's even more than 15, but I think it will be too tiring. So without much ado, let's get right into the video, okay? Let's not waste more time. The first video I'm going to talk to you about is, I think this one is quite popular and quite a number of people know about this movie. This movie is called Extraction. Okay, so Extraction is a 2020 American action thriller. So Tyler, in this movie, Tyler is a fearless mercenary who has got nothing to lose, you know, like If I say a mercenary is someone who will do anything for that money, okay? All he does is he gets hired, do his job, get his money, and off he goes. This movie, Tyler embarks on the deadliest extraction or the deadliest job he has ever done. And the job is he was hired to rescue or extract this kidnapped son of an international crime lord, okay, who has been imprisoned. And it gets to a point where everything they had planned, all their plans weren't falling in line. So they had to back out. So all his team members started backing off. Like they called off the thing and everything. But they had gone to take the kid, like extract the kid from the people already. But how to get him back is this. So like this guy Tyler develops some kind of love for this boy. And he's like, no, he's not going to back off from this thing. He's going to make sure the boy gets home safe. I don't want to spoil this movie. Trust me, you're going to enjoy it. Go and check it out, okay? Yeah, so let's hop on to the next video, the next movie that I'm going to talk to you about. So, Naam Shabana. Okay, so Naam Shabana is a 2017 Hindi action thriller movie. So when Naam Shabana is translated in English, it simply means the name is Shabana. The star act in this movie is called Shabana, okay? She's this young lady and very beautiful, very charming, and she has this kind of iron heart. Like she doesn't really fall in love like that. She doesn't really do boys like that. And there's this guy who comes into her life and she just starts to fall in love with this guy. But it was their first day, like they were in the same school and everything, but the guy has been toasting her and all those stuff, but no fun man, okay? And there was this time that their friends like arranged a date for them and they went for the date, and when they were coming back, in an altercation with some gangsters who were teasing Shabana, Jay, that's the name of the guy Shabana fell in love with. Jay was killed. There's this secret intelligence agency, and their boss, after this scenario or after the incidents, like, Shabana was called from this secret intelligence agency that they've seen everything that happened and everything. Like, they've been monitoring her. They've actually been monitoring her since her childhood. Like, they knew she had this potential. If she joins them, like, she's going to help the agency. Okay, so they've been monitoring her every move. Like, they monitor her. So she was like, so if you were monitoring me and you were seeing all this, why didn't you just come forth to save Jay? Okay, why didn't you come and save him rather than let him die before you try and you try to help me get revenge? So they gave her some time to think about it. So she thought about it and she decided she was going to get a revenge. Okay, so in order to get the revenge, she has to join the secret intelligence agency in order to get revenge for her boyfriend. So that's basically it. I love Nam Shabana. Okay, trust me, it's a nice movie. Please go and check this movie out and come and thank me later. Okay? I know you're going to enjoy it. Okay, so let's hop into the next movie. The next movie I'm going to talk to you about is called Itafaq. Itafaq is also a 2017 mystery thriller Hindi movie. Okay? And Itafaq basically means coincidence. Okay? In this movie, a police officer called Dio is supposed to investigate a double murder which has two suspects or two witnesses, however it is called. The two suspects, one is a very famous book writer. He's called Vikram. The other one is a lady called Maya. This man who dies is Maya's husband, and he also has a connection to Vikram in a way, and Vikram has to terminate him because there's this thing that they've done or he has done that doesn't have to go into the limelight. No one has to know about. So he has to like terminate Maya's husband. And Maya too was also having an affair, and I think the boyfriend wanted the husband out of the scene. So like the two of them, but there's a twist to this movie. All eyes were pointed to Maya, but in the long, like, Vikram was so skillful and it's quite psychological. If you don't think deep, like, you wouldn't really understand. Okay, like the way he played around the policeman, like acted, it's so nice. Okay, go and watch. So let's get right into another one. So the next movie we are going to be talking about is called Proud Mary. It's a 2018 American action thriller which stars Taraji P. Henson. Everybody knows Taraji P. Henson. If you don't know Taraji P. Henson, you might probably be living under a rock. Taraji P. Henson is Cookie in Empire, who starred in Empire. Okay, almost everybody has watched. So in this movie, Taraji P. Henson is called Mary. She's a professional assassin operating in Boston, like operating for a very successful like assassin family. Like, so there was this time she was given an assignment to go and kill this man called Marcus Miller, who is also a very popular man. Like, he's one famous book writer, and Taraji P. Henson never knew. Okay, let me use Mary. Mary never knew this man had a young son. So she went into this man's house, killed this man. So Taraji P. Henson turned and she saw this boy. I think he was playing a video game or something. I don't know. I don't think the boy saw her. So after that incident, she's been living with this guilt in her heart, in her mind, and her soul. Like, she had orphaned a little boy, and so from that moment on, she started protecting this boy low-key, like monitoring this boy so that nothing goes wrong, like nobody harms him and all that. Okay, after the boy's dad died, he has to survive. Okay, so he started working for, as young as he was, I think it was like 9 years or something. As young as he was, he started working with this cocaine dealer, and he's the one who delivers the cocaine to the guy's customers. And as young as he is, he has a gun on him. If you try to play stubborn, he just pulls the gun on you, and hey, you have no right, you have no choice, you have nothing to say than to give him his money. Okay, but there was this time that he went to deliver the coke, and there was this guy who was trying to prove stubborn, and this young boy had to return home without the money for the coke, and the man he was working with threatened to kill this boy and all those stuff if he doesn't get him his money. And that was where Taraji P. Henson came in. She had developed this motherly love for the boy that can't be stopped, okay? That can't be altered, okay? So yeah, that is it. So she comes in and she does she even turns her back on those that she's working with, because she felt if it hadn't been them, she wouldn't have killed the man and orphaned that little boy. It's very, very nice. You need to watch it. And again, I'm not going to spoil the movie because trust me, The Proud Mary is a movie to watch, okay? So moving on to the next movie. So our next movie is called The Call. Okay, so The Call is a 2013 American psychological thriller crime movie. And in this movie, there's this lady who is a 911 operator who is so emotional about her job, and like she cares about everyone who calls. Like she wants to do her best to like save everyone, but it's not in her power to save everyone, and her boss always tells her that. So she was still recovering from an emotional trauma she's suffering from a previous call she received where a serial killer had abducted and killed a lady. It was sad, okay? So she was on the call when she heard the girl being killed. Like, she did all she could. She felt it was her fault because she was, you see, when you call 911 and maybe if a thief is in your house or someone, armed robber or something, they give you guidelines what to do, how to deceive the person so that the person can go away so that you can escape, like all those stuff. So she went through all these processes and guidelines with this lady, and it was working, okay? The killer had gone out to look for the girl while she was still in the house, okay? But he came back into the house, the call disconnected, so she had to call her back and make sure she was safe, okay? She couldn't let it just go, so she called her back, and when she was calling back, the killer was in the house again and heard where the lady was, and she was on the phone talking to her and she heard the girl being killed. Like, so she went through this emotional trauma, and it was so sad, like the fact that she couldn't save the girl and everything. So because of the trauma she was in, she was taken from the department where she was supposed to receive calls to another department where she was a teacher who was training incoming operators, okay, incoming 911 operators, okay. So she was going around with her operators, her new incoming operators, when she overheard this call going on between this new operator who had come and Cassie, who has been abducted. But the new operator was so new, she didn't really know what to do, and she was confused because this one was quite serious, quite intense. So she went and just took the phone from the new 911 operator, and she started making the call with Cassie, and trust me, she did an impeccable job. I enjoyed it. I watched it over and over again. But trust me, this is a movie to watch and you're going to enjoy it. Let's move on to the next movie. Okay, so the next movie we are going to be talking about is called Six Underground. And this movie is a 2019 American action thriller movie, and you want to watch this movie. This movie is about 6 individuals from all over the globe who were chosen not only because of the skills they had or what they could do, but the fact that they were willing to give up their identity, and the fact that they had the desire to delete their past to change the future. So that's it. I don't know how to explain this movie further, but you need to watch this movie. So let's hop into the next. I love this movie so much. Trust me, I love it. It's a high school movie actually, but amongst all the high school movies that I've watched, I think all the high school movies that I've watched, they are all like concerts. They're all like concerts in my eye. But this one, when I at first when I hadn't watched this movie, I was seeing it. Netflix was always recommending this movie to me, and I'm like, what is Kissing Booth? It sounds so dramatic, so I always brush it off and look for something better to watch. But there was this time that I had nothing to watch, so I had to click on this movie. I had to download this movie and watch, and trust me, I wasn't disappointed. Kissing Booth. It's a movie to watch. Let me not waste your time. Let's get right into it. The movie is a 2018 American teen romantic comedy movie, and it follows this girl called Elle, so quirky, late blooming teenage girl who is now, she hadn't even kissed before, nothing. And she fell in love with this high school senior, a senior who was in his final year. He fell in love with this guy who was this also a senior brother to his bestest friend called Lee. Okay, and they had made this list of rules when they were 6, and they've been abiding by it all their lives. And one of the rules was that your friend's relative is a no-go area. Okay, so when she falls in love with this Noah guy, she puts her lifelong friendship with Lee in jeopardy just because of Noah. But this movie has a part 1 and has a part 2. Trust me, this movie, you are not going to get bored one bit watching this movie. Trust me, both part 1 and part 2, like, very nice movie. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it too. If you're on Netflix and you don't watch this movie, trust me, why you on? I was always crying. I'm a crybaby when it comes to emotional stuff. Like, it's not so emotional, but there was a point the boy had to travel. Like, once he was a senior and this girl was a junior. Okay, so like, no, she wasn't even a junior. She was a sophomore. So yeah, and this boy completed school and he had to leave to Harvard. It's so sad. And the part 2 was a whole lot of drama about like their relationship at stake, like because of this new guy who had come to this. The movie is nice. Charlie, go and watch it. I don't know how to say this movie that I won't spoil it. I like to spoil. So hopping onto the next movie. The next movie I'm going to talk to you about is called Blood and Water. Blood and Water. So Blood and Water is a 2020 South African original Netflix web series movie. And it follows this girl who is a teenager. Since she started growing, she's noticed this thing about her family, her mom, her dad, like always celebrating the birthday of this sister in question that she's never seen before, whom they say she was abducted when she was giving birth to, like at birth. She was abducted and they've been looking for her since. Okay, but every year they organize a birthday party in her honor, like just to remember her and wish that they find her and all that. And she was so tired, but she spoke to her mom that they should forget about her and they should move on with their lives, because it looks like and it feels like she and her brother, they don't love, like her mom and dad doesn't love them as much as they love their elder sister who's been missing. Okay, so there's this one time so she crosses paths with this private school swimming star, very popular girl whose parents have this political status, and there's something about the girl, like she felt like, no, this is my sister. So she maneuvers her way to make her parents move her from her previous school to that school. Like, they couldn't really afford that school, but her parents went for a loan and they had to move her to that school. Her parents didn't know about it, but she sets off just to find out whether this girl is really her sister. And it's only season 1 that has come out, but trust me, like, I'm always very nice movie, trust me. Like, and this, I don't want to spoil the movie. Let me zip my mouth. Hey, go and watch the movie. It's nice. Hey, one shower your home. It's nice, Papa. I don't mind me, okay? It's a very nice movie. Moving on to the next movie. I love this movie too. This movie is also a very new movie on Netflix. It's called The Old Guard. Okay, The Old Guard is also a 2020 American superhero movie. Is it an action fantasy thriller? Yeah, an action fantasy thriller movie. And this movie is about a group of mercenaries, like these ones. Okay, when we say mercenaries, there are 2 types of mercenaries. One mercenary means someone who will do anything to get money, okay, do anything to get their money. And another type of mercenary is an old, like someone who was in the army, who has been hired to do something, like it's about someone who was in the army who has been hired to do something else, like something like that. Okay, and they are good people actually. They were heroes, like they were heroes in the past, like when they were them, they were heroes. Okay, and they are trying to live secretly, but they are trying to still like save the world, like make the world a better place. Their families know that they are dead and gone, but they are somewhere like still working, doing all they can to save the world, make the world a better place. Okay, and they find out that there's this person who knows about them and their secret life, and they have to fight to protect themselves and their freedom. So that's basic. But this movie, if you don't watch this, actually I loved it. I enjoyed watching it. I still have it, and I think I'm going to be watching it again. Okay, so we are moving on to the next movie, and the next movie we're going to be talking about is called A Fall from Grace. Okay, another amazing movie that you need to watch. So A Fall from Grace is a 2020 American thriller film, and in this movie it follows a lady, like a woman called Grace Walters. Okay, and her ex-husband goes to marry his mistress, which is his side chick. They get married and he leaves Grace Waters, and her son also marries and leaves, and she's left alone and she's so lonely. So her best friend, she's called Sarah convinces her to go on dates, like meet someone, like fall in love again, get married, start a new life, like let it work. Like she convinces her, and Grace Waters meets and falls in love with this handsome stranger. They get married, and a few months or right after, not too long after they get married, this man starts to shatter her sanity, her job, her life, what she's worked for, her hard-earned property, money, and everything that she's worked so hard for. It's just blown out the window, just like that, just because of a man. Just because of one man. Meanwhile, this woman was a pillar in her Virginia community. Like, she was this pillar that everyone used to look up to. She's such a good woman. Everybody loves this woman. And there's a twist to this movie that you can't miss. Like, it makes this movie so... And this lady, awaiting her trial, Grace Walters, okay, like, this man who marries her, ravages her, and destroys her life, is murdered. Okay, Grace Walters defends herself. In the course of defending herself, this guy is said to be murdered. So in a cell awaiting her trial, her only hope for vindication lies in the hands of a young public defender who has never even tried a case. And it's a matter of, it's a very nice movie. There's a twist to this movie, and I don't want to spoil it. So I want to say it. I don't want. Go and watch it. A Fall from Grace is a very beautiful movie. It's very good. It's a very nice movie, trust me. You don't want to miss it. If you're on Netflix, please check this movie out, because it's a top notch. Okay, and the next movie we are moving on to, another very trickish, very emotional, all those stuff. This movie we are going to talk about is called Miracle in Cell Number 7. Quite a number of people were talking about this movie when it first came out. And everyone whom I knew watched this movie spoke so well about this movie. They were continually updating it on their statuses, posting it. Like, it's a very nice movie, so emotional. Okay, so this movie is Turkish adaptation of a 2013 Korean movie with the same name and the same storyline. Okay, so but I love this one. This is what I've watched. I've not watched that Korean one, but it's a remake, a Turkish remake of a Korean movie, a 2013 Korean movie with the same title, the same storyline. The movie is so touching. Like, It's so emotional. I all the times, like the 3 times or 4 times that I watched this movie, I cried, and my mom was don't mind me. I was crying, like tears were flooding like out of my eyes, and my mom was just sitting down, looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? The movie is so nice, eh? Like it's about this mentally ill man and his daughter, his 6-year-old daughter. The intense love between them, like this mentally ill man is being accused of the murder of a 6-year-old girl, and he's been thrown into prison. All this torture and everything. It was so heartbreaking, and this man gets, like, he starts to win the heart of the inmates. All the, like, he starts to win their hearts, like all those kankwe people, in the cells. He starts to win their hearts, and they even starts to sneak his child to him, and then it's so nice. Like, I don't want to spoil this movie for you. Like, I'll tell you a lot. I think you're also going to cry because trust me. The next movie I'm going to talk about is called Talash. Okay, so Talash is a 2012 psychological crime thriller versus mystery stroke mystery movie, and it stars Amir Khan. I know a lot of people know Amir Khan. He's an Indian movie star, and I love his movies. Like, I think I've watched almost all his movies. He's good. Like, he's good. He's one of my favorite Indian actors. Like, he's good. The meaning of the Talash means the answer lies within. So, as I said, it's a psychological crime mystery thriller. So, you have to do a lot of thinking. You have to be, like, think when you're watching this movie, okay? Because it's tricky, okay? So, this movie is about a detective and his wife struggling with the grief, like grieving their son, like their 6-year-old son who just passed away. They're struggling, dealing with the death of their son and their marriage, because their marriage is falling apart because of the death of their son. He also has to investigate this high-profile murder case, and he uses the help of the ghost of a former prostitute, like, to unveil and unravel things. Like, she's a ghost, and he didn't know she was a ghost, and she was helping him all the time, all this while. It was in the end she found out that she was a ghost. Okay, it's a very nice movie, very, very nice movie. I think you should watch it. Okay, so let's hop into the next video, the next movie. And the next movie I'm going to talk about is called PK. It's an Indian movie which stars the same Amir Khan, my favorite Indian actor. And the meaning of this PK is drunk person in English, but the PK is pronounced Piaka, whatever it is, by the Indians. The English is translated as drunk person. So this movie is a 2014 satirical drama comedy movie. It's a nice movie. So this innocent alien is about this innocent alien who lands on Earth on a research mission but loses his remote that gives him access to his spaceship to a thief. Someone steals his remote and he's stuck. So this thief also sells it to a god man. When I say a god man, it's someone who is like a priest, someone that people worship, like, yeah, someone like that. Yes. So he sells it to this person, and in the quest to, like, retrieve his remote and everything, he befriends this lady. She's called Diago. She's a television journalist, and she helps him to retrieve his remote, and he also helps her recover from being a victim of these superstitious beliefs. Like, she's been torn apart, like heartbroken, but it's not like heartbreak, but it's due to the superstitious beliefs that people were living in and people were believing in the town or the country. Like, all they were doing was superstitious. Like, everything was so superstitious, and they believed a lot of things that weren't true. Okay, so she fell a victim to it. Because of that, she was torn apart with the love of her life, and this alien comes to clear up everything, and he opens people's minds on these superstitious beliefs. Like, I think you should watch this movie. It's very nice. So the next 2 movies that are left are all Indian movies. And the next movie I'm going to talk about is called DRISHYAM. This movie is one of the best. So this movie is a 2015 Indian Hindi language thriller mystery movie, and it's also a remake of a movie that was made in 2013. It's also an Indian. So the remake is on Netflix, but the original movie isn't on Netflix. Okay, so I watched the original movie, which is the 2013 one, before I even watched the 2015 one on Netflix. But trust me, I think I love the 2013 one more because the character, the lead act in the 2013 one, he has these qualities that the second one in the 2015 movie doesn't have. Like, he's funny. I think I like the 2013 one better. And I'm going to put a link below where you can watch the 2013 one from. For that one, it's not on Netflix. I watched it on YouTube. I'm going to look for the link and put it there for you to watch it and see. And you can compare the two of them, and you can let me know which one of them you liked most. Okay, but I think I like the 2013 one because. So this movie is about the disappearance of this high-rank policewoman's son, who harasses the daughter of George Kuti, who is the lead actor in this movie. She's a teenage girl. Okay, they went to this camping thing. He retrieves this video of this girl taking her bath, and he threatens this girl and threatens to ruin her family name and all those stuff with the video. So yeah, this man is 4th grade school dropout out, and okay, this people see him as he's not so educated, so he's not, but the people who knows him knows how intelligent he is. Okay, so, and he's obsessed with movies, so he learnt a lot. The language, he could speak English and some 3 other languages, which he learnt all. He's not from school, he learnt all from movies. He can stay overnight at his office just watching movies all night, and he'll go home in the morning. Like, so like, he's learnt a lot through visuals, and visuals helped him leave no stone unturned just to shield his family. I don't know if you understand, but he makes sure no stone is left unturned just to shield his family. I don't want to spoil the movie. Like, go and watch it. This movie is a movie to watch. It's on Netflix. You need to go and check it out. But I'm going to link the link in the description, or I'm going to put the cover photo somewhere on the screen for you to see, so you can watch the 2013 one and watch the 2015 one on Netflix, so that you will compare and let me know which one you enjoyed watching. So the last and the best, the number one, the last movie I'm going to talk to you about is called Dangal. Dangal simply means wrestling, or a wrestling competition. It's a 2016 Hindi language biographical sports drama movie. And this movie, it's a true story. Okay, so it's about this former wrestler who decided to fulfill his dream of winning a gold medal for his country by training his children. Like, he couldn't bear male children, and all his life he has dreamt of winning a gold medal for his country, and he couldn't do that. So he couldn't get to that level. So he dreamt of that one day he was going to train his son to do that for him. And he never bore a son. All the kids he bore were girls. So he had to train the girls he had bore to do, or to help him achieve his aim, or to help him achieve his goal, to make his dream come to pass. And surely they did. Like, they made his dream come to pass. So this movie is about, like, do not limit yourself. Okay, whatever it is, whatever situation, like, that's what it says. Whatever situation you are in, make sure you make the best out of it. That's what this movie is about. Like, he trains his girls, like, he cuts their hair off. Like, people were mocking at them, like, laughing at them. He cuts their hair off, makes them look like men. He makes them wrestle with men, with packs. Women, like young girls, like teenage girls, wrestle with men, like grown men, like, just for them to sell their way through till the top, like to win gold medals for their dad. His dreams came to pass, and this movie, it's so beautiful. It's a top notch. If I say Indian movies are a plus, like, they are really a plus. Like, when it comes to their thriller mystery dramas, You can't miss it. Like, they are good. You should definitely check it out. Okay, this movie is a must watch, and it tells a lot. It gives a lot of advice, and yeah, there you have it. So these are the 15 movies I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to recommend to you, and trust me, you are going to enjoy them, that you are going to watch them over and over and over again. Trust me. Okay, so check these movies out and let me know which ones you enjoyed. Okay, and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, make sure you like this video. Okay, give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, make sure you have subscribed and you have clicked on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Okay, make sure you share my video to your friends. Let them share to their friends, and let's move on. Let's go. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And oh, I forgot, if you want to know, or if you want to see how I achieved this look, watch out for my next video. That's why I'm saying, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my next video. I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this look with my lace front wig without glue. I installed this without glue. Okay, so if you want to if you are interested, or if you want to see how I did this, please make sure you have subscribed. Again, I thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Okay, and until then, it's a bye-bye.
Oh yeah. I used to be 14 in the crib trying to be a trap nigga. Now